Young World, LOD 321, LOD versus the Internet. Try to get this to focus in clear. All right, so I saw a video the other day on We All BTV. They was talking about how Greg Thomas was good. They was talking about how what really may have happened to Bill Cosby might have been the whole situation with Kinder Morgan trying to put a gas pipe through his property, and he wasn't trying to let them do it. He was fighting. Not only was he not trying to let them do it, he was actually leading a protest and different protests to combat them trying to put the pipeline in general all together. Let me get this on here real quick. Can't show y'all the password. Oh, here we go. So then I started looking into what the dude said on We All BTV. So I come across some articles dating back to 2014. Right here. This has been going on for a long time. Right here, look. Bill Cosby supports march against Massachusetts pipeline. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but in a nutshell, excuse me, in a nutshell, it said Bill Cosby supports march against Massachusetts pipeline, which is Kinder Morgan, because Bill Cosby has a property in Massachusetts, him and his wife Camille. So this is back in 2014, July 13, 2014. This is when this stuff first came about, this whole problem with this pipeline and his beef with these billionaire people. So the whole situation with NBC, I'm sure played a role in this, and I'm sure definitely played a role in past things in his life. I'm sure that was definitely that contributed to everything going on. I'm sure the NBC situation definitely did, but this may be the real reason why they really went after Bill Cosby for real. Because now you're talking about billions of dollars involved. These are the same companies that ran the Native Americans out of what was it, South Dakota a couple years ago when Trump first came into office or was about to come into office. He allowed them to basically run them Native Americans off their own land because they want to put a pipeline there. So they did. All right, so like I said, this is back in that's 2014. So Cosby supports the march against the Massachusetts pipeline. Then you keep looking. The name of that company is called, like I said, is called Kinder Morgan. So then you keep going and look into some other stuff. Hold up. Let's see if this is the right one. Like I said, that's 2014. And you got other stuff that tells you about more about it right here. Like it says, all this because big oil company pursued Bill and Camille Cosby for their oil-laden land in Massachusetts. I'm trying to find the one article where it says Bill Cosby put signs up on his property telling him to stay off his property because they were trying to come and take some measurements and stuff like that. Try to find this article. It's right here. See, there's a sign right there. He put no survey for the gas pipeline. This is at his property right here. Kinder Morgan wants Bill Cosby's driveway in Shelburne for temporary gas pipeline access road. This is April 4th, 2016. So this is talking about, this is a sprawling Franklin County property belonging to comedian Bill Cosby is posted at regular intervals with red and white signs telling Kinder Morgan subsidiary Tennessee Gas Pipeline Company to stay away. It says no survey for gas pipeline. The signs read, entry upon this property by Tennessee Gas, Hatchmalt, and McDonald and their agents will be considered trespass. Neighbors and police, please take notice. All violators will be prosecuted. So I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but that just shows you right there what that's about. Bill Cosby, his wife Camille beefing with Kinder Morgan and the Tennessee Pipeline Company to put the pipelines in there. So you got, like I said, that's Kinder Morgan. So then you go to Kinder Morgan. This is where it started getting real weird to me. The Kinder Morgan. That's a Kinder Morgan. is owned by was started by this dude right here, Richard Kinder. Maybe Kinder, whatever the case may be. So he's the founder of Kinder Morgan. Him and another guy. The other guy is a Morgan. I think his name was William Morgan. I'm gonna miss. Oh yeah, right here, William V. Morgan. And I'm wondering if he's the Morgan family, like the Chase Morgan from that family, which he probably is, but I didn't look into that, so I'm not sure. So you got Richard D. Kinder right here, like I said. This is him. He comes from Enron. Remember Enron back in 2001 was the big scandal for the insider trading. Right here. It says he began his career in the energy business as an attorney with Florida Gas Transmission, which eventually became Enron Corporation after a series of mergers, and it goes on from there. So he came from Enron back in like 2001, I think it was. Enron got caught up in insider trading and all kind of other scandalous practices. They stock went from like 90 something dollars to like pennies. Then they was getting rid of their stock. A whole bunch of stuff happened. It was one of the biggest cases, biggest insider trading cases in American history, or might be even the biggest one. I think it might have been. So the other weird thing about it is after you realize, like I said, Kinder Morgan, this dude Richard Kinder came from Enron. And if you go into there's one article. You find this one article. Devon Gant was good. I think it's right here. Oh yeah, right here. So then in this article right here, which is weird, you know what I'm saying? This just tells you that something's not right, whether it's fake or whether it's this is really what happened to Bill Cosby or the whole thing is orchestrated or whatever the case may be. Right here, then his lawyer asks, this is from 2000, April 3rd, 2017, from one of the trials he had. So down here, his lawyer asks, right here, it says, O'Neill discussed these details in court Monday morning while listening to an argument concerning jury selection put forth by Cosby's defense team. Basically, Cosby's lawyers want him to get the Enron treatment. The Enron treatment. Of all things, it's called the Enron treatment. Says attorney Angela Agrusa brought up the 2006 case against former Enron chief Jeffrey Skilling and how the protocol for finding drovers who adjusted to allow for a 14-page, 76-question questionnaire. So why would they be bringing up something called the Enron treatment in the Bill Cosby case? It all just seems a little bit too weird. Something about it just ain't right. Just the fact that he's beefing with these companies, he's talking about these billion-dollar companies, oil companies, and gas pipeline companies. They're trying to put a gas pipeline right here where I'm at through the area I live in. It's been going on for years. I think it's called the East Penn pipeline. I think it's called a Northeast Penn pipeline, something like that. And there's tons of political stuff going on for years around this pipeline thing up here. You see signs all the time in different random places. Then the signs are taken down. Then you have signs that are combating them signs, and it's going on litigations. It's been years at this point. They've been going back and forth about them putting this pipeline right through here where I live at. So I know firsthand that the whole situation with putting gas lines and pipelines in areas is it's an extensive, drawn out process, and there's billions and billions of dollars involved in these things. So it's weird that when he starts this beef with the Kinder Morgan company slash the Tennessee pipeline company because they want to put a pipeline through his property, which he definitely was opposing. Not only was he opposing it, he was actually organizing rallies and everything and protesting putting the pipeline through his property. So it's just real weird that all that stuff comes about right then. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, like I said, at his trial, they're asking about something called the Enron treatment. of all things. You know what I mean? The Enron treatment. And like I said, the guy Richard Kinder, who's one of the people that created the Kinder Morgan company, he came from Enron, and we all know Enron was involved in tons and tons of mass scandal, insider trading, the worst in history, I believe it said, the biggest insider trading case in the history of the United States. So he escaped up out of there and went and started Kinder and Morgan, this Richard Kinder dude. And now all of a sudden, like I said, Bill Cosby's on the chopping block because he got beef with them putting a pipeline through his property in Massachusetts. And I heard something about his house in Philly is sitting on top of oil too. I don't know how true that is or not, but that was something. I think the guy on We All Be TV might have said that, or somebody else might have said that. So that may be true or not, but this right here is definitely true. There's articles right here backing up the fact that they definitely were trying to get his land to put this pipeline right this land. And he was posting signs and everything out there. I didn't really have time to sit here and really doing extensive regular videos, so I just doing a live real quick. But if you want to look into it yourself, just look it up, type in Bill Cosby pipeline, gas pipeline, and you'll see all these articles popping up. And this is really some spooky stuff, man, because it just goes to show you. Where's the one that I just had before? Right here with the sign. It just goes to show you, man, like these people that with this big money, when there's big money and big power gets involved in this stuff, man, it gets real spooky, real crazy. It gets real crazy at that point. This article right here tells you Kinder Morgan wants Bill Cosby's driveway in Shelburne for temporary gas pipeline. And that was April 4th, 2016. Like I said, this stuff goes all the way back to 2014, right before all the stuff even started coming about. Before the sexual assault allegations started coming about. This right here, July 11, 2014. It says Bill Cosby natural gas pipeline disrespects flora and fauna. Flora and fauna is, I know flora is the plant life, if I ain't mistaken. But look, this Bill Cosby and his wife Camille are supporting protesters marching across Massachusetts in opposition to Kinder Morgan's proposed natural gas pipeline. The couple, who own hundreds of acres of protected land in Shelburne Falls, about 100 miles west of Boston, have been opposed to the pipeline since the company notified them last winter of plans to survey their land. Though a spokesman, the couple said it was astounding that New England's 6 governors supported the proposal, which they said shows disrespect for humans, flora, and fauna. So when it comes down to it, man, like this stuff is about land, which is even deeper if you really think about it, in the aspect of just America and the history of America and how it started and stuff like that. Stuff is really literally about land, about taking over somebody's land, if this is the case. You know what I'm saying? So now with him locked up and out of the way, you know what I'm saying? He's gone now. So he's out the picture. And the whole Enron thing, like I said, the dude Richard Kinder coming from Enron is just real shady that they brought Enron up into the conversation at his court case. So to me, that's definitely too much of a coincidence to just be a coincidence to me. Some people might look at that and just be like, it ain't no big deal, but it really is a big deal because that's just too weird. This stuff is going back to 2014. Cosby supports march against Massachusetts pipeline. All the way up to present day stuff's going on right here. 2016, Bill Cosby taken out by Kinder Morgan. So Tyreek Nishad on Twitter 20, also in March 2014, the Kinder Morgan gas, something I didn't read that one. But I'm just showing you the headlines of some of these articles and stuff right here. Did Kinder Morgan become upset with the Cosby family because what it's going to say is they were opposed to them putting the pipeline through their property? This stuff is pretty crazy, man. It's really pretty crazy. Like I said, I first seen this being talked about on We All Be TV. a couple days ago, so I just started looking up some articles. Then I came across all this stuff. Right here, you got the dude Richard Kinder, who is, like I said, the one of the founders of Kinder Morgan, and he came from Enron, the shadiest company that America ever seen. That's where Richard Kinder came from, Enron. And like I showed you a minute ago on the Bill Cosby, one article. I don't know where it's at now. If you watch this video again, you'll be able to see it. I'm about to get out of here, but yeah. Where the hell did this come from? Something totally wrong.
Warning. Your video player is outdated. Please install the latest version of video player for Android to continue.
So they're trying to do something, trying to hack my shit now. But yeah, I was trying to find an article about Bill Cosby in court. His lawyers asking for the Enron treatment. That's it. I'm going to end it right there. But if you missed any part of it, you can go back to the beginning and see what I was showing in the beginning. But that's just real weird, man. Definitely some real weird stuff going on.